But first, the Nightline 5.
Overwhelming air fresheners can send you running. So try Febreze One with no aerosols and no heavy perfumes. So you can spray and stay. Febreze One.
Whether you were born for more dance-offs, more travels, or more touchdowns, get the immune support that gives you more. Airborne gummies have 50% more vitamin C than Emergency, plus our crafted blend of vitamins, minerals, and herbs. Airborne.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to start another week with all of you at home. And as we begin tonight with a major hurricane now speeding up and growing in strength, word of mandatory evacuations just issued moments ago. Hurricane Michael is right now racing across the warm waters of the Gulf. It's expected to strengthen over the next 24 to 36 hours and could be a Category 3 hurricane as it nears the coast. And unlike Hurricane Florence, this is coming quickly. You can see the traffic already tonight. These images from Panama City, Florida. Families getting out, aware of how big this could be and how quickly it will be here. The outer bands of wind and rain already being felt in parts of Florida. Tonight, there are states of emergency in effect. Several states watching this. Ginger has the new track just in, and ABC's Victor Akendo in Apalachicola, Florida tonight.
Tonight, winds from Hurricane Michael already blowing in Mexico as the rapidly intensifying storm makes its way into the warm waters of the Gulf on a collision course with the U.S. coastline. Some coastal flooding already along Alabama's beaches. Michael's outer bands reaching Key West.
Every family must be prepared. Every family. Remember, we can rebuild your house, but we cannot rebuild your life.
Drivers headed out of Panama City Beach tonight. Tomorrow, these evacuations will be mandatory. There are long lines for gas in Tallahassee, and sandbagging is in full force. To the south in Carabel, we met Cole Luza stocking up.
We weren't nervous last night when we went to bed, and then we woke up this morning and all of a sudden it was at first a Category 2, and now it's looking like it's going to be worse than that. So we're a little nervous.
Some cruise ships altering their routes to avoid the storm. Also offshore, oil and natural gas platforms are shutting down and evacuating workers.
And Victor Akendo with us live tonight from Florida. And Victor, we know the winds are a real concern with this. The storm surge, though, a major concern as well. And you were telling us there could be a 12-foot surge right where you are.
That's right, David. Potentially life-threatening storm surge about twice my height. And just to give you an idea, this gazebo behind me would almost entirely be underwater. If you add a foot of rain and some very powerful winds, this area could be without electricity or water for days, maybe even weeks after landfall. We should be feeling the first of those tropical storm force winds tomorrow night. David?
Victor Akendo leading us off tonight. Victor, thank you. Let's get right to Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z. The next 24 hours, of course, will be crucial with the track of this thing.
It is, and we have to watch. It's right already in the Gulf of Mexico. So as you said, David, it is coming fast. It's moving north at 9 miles per hour. You have that Florida panhandle that has the bulk of the action happening. So from the Alabama state line to Swanee River, Florida, that's where the hurricane warning. But the impacts will be felt well beyond that. That's why from Biloxi to Tampa, you've got watches and warnings up. Now, the cone itself, where the most will happen, takes it tracking over Panama City Beach Wednesday afternoon. The right side, or the dirty side, is where you could end up seeing some of the heftiest winds. So even inland to Tallahassee, you could see some roofs pulled. You could have, of course, power lines and trees down. And then that surge in the Big Bend. Very vulnerable spot. The rainfall up to a foot. And this will actually move. Oh, look at Raleigh. Areas that don't need all that rain, 4 to 6 inches of rain. What this storm has is a steering factor. That's what Florence didn't have. It will help kick it out by Friday.
It'll move quickly, but it's going to bring a lot of damage with it.
Correct.
Ginger, thanks so much.
ABC World News Tonight with David Muir, reporting tonight from Florida's Gulf Coast.
And good evening from Panama City, Florida tonight, where they are preparing for a powerful and deadly hurricane already. Tonight has now been upgraded to a Category 3, winds at 120 miles per hour. And the trained hurricane hunters flying through this, just telling me from the air tonight that this hurricane is traveling across the warm waters of the Gulf. You see those waters right behind me, and that this will likely get much stronger. To give you an idea of where we're standing tonight, we're on Panama City Beach, 300 miles of coastline under hurricane warnings tonight. Just a few people left here, and that's a good thing because this could potentially be the strongest hurricane here in more than a decade. You can see the skies are already gray and the surface picking up. The hurricane has been intensifying with very little to knock out any of its power before it gets here. You can see the eye forming much more clearly now as it spins over those warm waters. Mandatory evacuations underway tonight. And this hurricane, once it hits, will then bring destructive winds across several states. Florida, Alabama, and Georgia all have states of emergency tonight. This hurricane, as I mentioned, has already killed more than a dozen people on its way here. And tonight, Florida's governor is warning everyone here this storm can kill. ABC's Victor Oquendo also in Florida with dramatic pictures from one of the cruise ships out at sea.
Tonight, the ferocity of Hurricane Michael seen firsthand on the high seas. The awesome display of raw power captured in slow motion. Those outer bands lashing the Empress of the Seas cruise ship off the coast of Cuba as Michael roared by.
We battled 13 to 15-foot swells last night. There were heavy rains at point. There was lightning out in the distance.
We're told all passengers are safe tonight. Michael now taking aim at the Gulf Coast. The surf already churning near Key West. In Cedar Key, sirens announced mandatory evacuations. In the storm zone, shelves are emptying, supplies dwindling. First responders filling the tanks of their ambulances. Florida's governor calling the storm monstrous.
This storm is dangerous, and if you don't follow warnings from officials, this storm could kill you.
In Apalachicola, we met Ben Kugel getting his boat to safety.
Why so important to get it out of here?
I don't want it to sink. I just hauled it back to Georgia and rebuilt the thing. Spent 2 years on it.
The view from space, massive. Michael is now some 400 miles across. The storm already wreaking havoc in Central America. Heavy rains and mudslides in El Salvador, and a race to save the driver of this ambulance in Nicaragua. More than a dozen killed in the region. Back here in Florida, we found Les Stevenson boarding up his Tallahassee music supply store.
And what time do you guys think you'll be closing up shop for good? As soon as we finish these boards.
He's taking this seriously. This is the first time he's had to do this in more than 30 years.
And Victor joins us live tonight from Tallahassee, Florida. And Victor, I know they're really concerned here about the storm surge, 300 miles of coastline under warnings tonight. But the winds are also a very real threat here.
That's right, David. Michael's winds now at 120 miles per hour and strengthening. We'll see that life-threatening, possible 12-foot storm surge in some places. But further inland, like here in Tallahassee, for example, it will bring dangerous and destructive winds. Trees will come down. Power will get knocked out for days, maybe even weeks, as Michael rips through Florida and several other states. David?
Victor Oquendo leading us off tonight. Victor, thank you. Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z is also right here in the storm zone tonight. She has the newest track just in before we came on the air. And Ginger, I know you're going to take us through this hour by hour when this hits tomorrow.
Yeah, David, I'm actually seeing the tops of thunderstorms that help denote those outer bands. So Michael is here and less than 24 hours from landfall. The maps show you where it will likely make landfall. That's between here in Apalachicola and Panama City, somewhere in that region. It'll slice across Wednesday night into Thursday, Georgia. Then Thursday, South Carolina and North Carolina out by Friday. In its wake, it will have major impacts, even for places like Raleigh with flash flood watches in place, Biloxi to Tampa. But the heart of the impact will be wind and storm surge, as you mentioned. So you can see some of the gusts. We stopped the clock at 2 p.m. 80-mile-per-hour gusts here in Apalachicola, 62 for Panama City. Move it to 5 o'clock, it only intensifies. Then it's 90-mile-per-hour gusts for both cities. 41 there in Tallahassee. You saw it peak to 70. Even Savannah, Thursday morning at 7 a.m., 44 miles per hour. Storm surge, a huge issue, up to 13 feet. And David, as I was driving here, I was reminded how vulnerable a lot of the homes are that are right on the water. This part of Florida, the Panhandle, has only seen a 125-mile-per-hour landfall twice in recorded history. This would make the third, David.
Yeah, it's going to be a destructive 24 hours ahead. Ginger, our thanks to you. And as you heard Ginger say there, this hurricane still has several hours over these warm waters. That is very concerning. I spoke with the hurricane hunters right up in the air, flying right past the hurricane, measuring the storm just a short time ago. Flight Director Richard Henning right here tonight. Richard, thanks for joining us. I know you've been flying up, observing this hurricane from above, and tell us what you've noticed so far.
Well, unfortunately, David, one of the things that we are noticing is that the environment around the storm is indeed becoming more conducive for intensification. We were hoping that would not be the case, but that's bad news for the folks who live on the Florida Panhandle. The storm is continuing to strengthen with the very warm waters of the eastern Gulf of Mexico I'm afraid that the forecast of continued intensification is really likely to occur.
As you watch this hurricane intensify from where you're at, Richard, what will you say to folks back here on the coastline who are preparing for this hurricane?
I would really beg those people to listen to what emergency management folks are telling them. If they live in a storm surge prone area, this is the time to leave, because this is not a storm to try to ride out. We're talking about a very, very large storm surge. And additionally, there's going to be a lot of damage inland probably from this storm because of the very high winds.
NOAA Flight Director Richard Henning with us tonight. Our thanks to Richard and his team. And we also want to thank our Biloxi station WLOX, flying with those hurricane hunters today. Tonight, Hurricane Michael makes landfall, an historic hurricane here in the Florida Panhandle, 150-mile-per-hour winds. We were in the path as the Category 4 monster hurricane made landfall and tore a destructive path through Panama City and so many other communities here. Extensive damage as we were on the air. It's gonna go. Part of the hotel roof collapsing in front of us, crashing onto SUVs and cars. Whoa. The power lines coming down, the transformers exploding behind us. Meteorologist Ginger Z reporting on the air as the storm surge lifted a home off its foundation, suddenly floating past her.
I saw an entire home taken off of its foundation and rolled down the street.
Homes torn apart, dangerous debris flying through the air. And tonight, so many homes underwater, hundreds of thousands without power tonight. And one of the major concerns going into the evening, the flooding still to come. Michael is now the third strongest hurricane to hit the U.S. ever. And now, the next chapter, as this hurricane heads to Georgia and the Carolinas and up the coast. Tornado watches up across several states at this hour. A special edition of World News Tonight begins now.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir, reporting tonight from Panama City, Florida.
And good evening tonight from Panama City, Florida, where so many families here endured this awful hurricane today, a punishing scene that we witnessed and one those families will never forget. This is the hotel where we were reporting from all day today and where so many of those families sought shelter. And I want to show you what's left of it tonight. Take a look over my shoulder here. You can see a huge part of the roof came crashing down during the hurricane right in front of our eyes and in front of so many of those families. So many of the windows are blown out tonight. Hurricane Michael is the strongest hurricane to hit the U.S. since 1969. Slamming ashore just before 1 o'clock this afternoon, winds of 155 miles an hour. It was massive and just shy of a Category 5 hurricane. The stunning images of those powerful winds and torrential rain, the palm trees, barely able to stand against them. So many trees tonight, really everywhere you look, have been pulled from the ground. The winds ripping away rooftops, this home in Panama City Beach torn apart. And tonight, a portrait just beginning to emerge. The scope of the devastation, the flooding, the homes here in splinters. And right here tonight, you're about to see the moment that this roof here behind me came down in front of us and in front of all of those families. The recovery here will be staggering. This is Hurricane Michael barreling ashore in Panama City Beach. The winds ripping the roof right off this building. And this one too, the roof lifting up and tearing off, slamming to the ground. This region had never endured a Category 4 hurricane before. We were on the air right as the outer eye wall approached us. This hurricane is about to make landfall, again, not far from where we are right now. I want to show you behind me some of the damage it's already done. You can see the trees here. One of them has already come down behind us. The winds, 155 miles per hour as the hurricane made landfall. Tonight, the stunning scope of the waves crashing ashore at St. Andrews Bay. The National Weather Service buoy recording waves higher than 30 feet before landfall. Before that buoy simply stopped working. Power lines down tonight, transformers bursting behind us. Whoa, we're getting, you see that? Tonight, hundreds of thousands are without power. Our team positioned between concrete walls at this Panama City hotel. We could see SUVs outside rocking and beginning to lift. We are seeing the brunt of the most dangerous part of the storm begin to move in. Trees are coming down in front of us. Power lines have come down. And I just want you to hear what it sounds like standing out here, just the sheer force of this. Listen to this. Across this region, the water rising, taking over streets, submerging these homes to their rooftops, flooding local stores. This gas station roof coming apart.
Coming off again.
And during all of this, the families huddled inside the hotels who were told to seek shelter. And now they were enduring this.
To give you an idea, the fire alarm is now going off in the building. I'm not sure if you can hear. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but you can see all the families who are gathered here. These are families who heeded the warning to leave their homes, come to this hotel, and to ride out this hurricane, this category.
Many of those families moving further inside, away from the entrance, just before part of the hotel roof collapses right in front of us all.
It's gonna go, it's gonna go. You can see the roof of the hotel that we had been standing out there. That was the shelter for a Category 4 hurricane that has now come down on those SUVs.
Then the windows shatter. And this is the view tonight from the highest floor of our hotel.
You can actually see just the stunning amount of damage. I mean, it's almost apocalyptic. Those are the roads, the streets surrounding the hotel, completely covered in water.
The size and scope of Michael's damage is just now being realized tonight. The toll staggering, just shy of a Category 5 hurricane. The boardwalk leading to the beach twisted. This woman seeing her car for the first time. Debris had pierced her windshield. And we go to check on the families.
Everyone's okay?
Inside this room, a mother and her 3 children. Tiffany Crenshaw telling me one of her daughters has autism and that the anxiety from this hurricane has left a mark. And tonight, their room is underwater.
You didn't expect to have a flooded hotel room?
No.
This is a couple of inches of water.
Yeah, we wasn't expecting it to get this bad, that fast.
And up on the 3rd floor, our room, the windows blown. As you look outside, you see tonight the streets have disappeared.
Those are the streets. On the 3rd floor of the hotel, the window blew in, and you can see that the streets are completely flooded.
The recovery effort will be overwhelming.
No question about that, and families are just now emerging from hotels and from homes to survey this incredible damage. So many streets underwater tonight. This hurricane made landfall not far from Panama City, in fact, on Mexico Beach, right on the U.S. coastline. And there was an incredible moment there today. We talked so much about storm surge with these hurricanes, and Ginger Z was on the air. She was reporting about the power of the surge when she suddenly actually saw a home lifted off its foundation by the surge and carried right down the street beside her. It was incredible to witness tonight, that moment, and what Ginger has now discovered afterward in surveying the damage.
We start the day reporting on a balcony across from a blue house.
If I don't feel comfortable, I'm going to stand right inside the door here.
You could feel Michael on the way. The pressure suddenly plummeting.
My ears have been popping for a half hour. I'm not standing outside because I can't, and I won't, because it is just too dangerous. We have seen debris flying, pieces of homes, certainly huge. You can hear it. I mean, just take a listen to that incredible roar.
The wind, overwhelming, stronger than in nearly half a century.
I am constantly trying to keep the cool. We are in a cement building. We are in the safest place we could possibly be at this point. We're not going to be the only ones dealing with hurricane force winds.
We ride out Michael's direct hit on the 2nd floor of a cement condo in Mexico Beach.
Miles per hour. And there goes more. I don't know if you're hearing the crashing. Yeah.
Large chunks of debris seen flying by.
I think at this point we're going to start to wrap up.
We retreat further inside.
But look, we've had to step away from the door because debris is flying so close to our hotel. You see that right there. It looks so much like the hurricane I always describe to people, and that is a washing machine. You have all of this water, you have all of this wind, and you can't see anything. Just 20 minutes ago, I was able to see the homes right across. I have no idea if they are there still.
And then, the car wash-like conditions. We managed to catch a glimpse of something even more terrifying.
I just saw something I have never seen in real life. I saw an entire home taken off of its foundation and rolled down the street. That is the type of storm surge we're talking about right here in Mexico City at this moment. You can't see it, but we could just start to make out, and I saw the roof on its side rolling down the street. My heart is racing. I have never seen something like an entire home, a well-built home, rolling down the street. We just watched that happen in real time. And I'll tell you right now, it makes you shake. We see firsthand that storm surge can be the most dangerous part of the storm.
That is where the house used to be.
Finally, we're ready to head outside again.
So we rode out Hurricane Michael in an interior space that was safe, but now is the first time that it's safe to come out here. And I have to tell you, the home that I saw floating away, is standing there. It is no longer.
That blue house that was across from us is no longer there. Simply gone. And then we head over to the other side of the condo.
We'd seen a lot on the front, but seeing all of this damage, more than just snapped trees, so much debris. Where homes were, they are not. They are moved. They are, that one there, off of its foundation, in the middle of a road. Cars everywhere and underwater. It's really wild to see in its raw moments.
There is damage as far as our eyes can see. You can see that home washed into the street by the storm surge. The truck there in front, that's where that house I saw washed down the street came from. And then down this way, there are at least a half a dozen homes. The woman who's with us here told us that there was one woman who stayed in a house that is now no longer. We don't know if she's alive. David?
Ginger Z and your team, we're just glad you are safe tonight, and we're thinking about all those families who are going to be returning soon to that devastation that Ginger witnessed all day today. Ginger, our thanks to you. And as I mentioned, Hurricane Michael is still on the move at this hour. It struck here as a historic Category 4, as I mentioned, just shy of a Category 5. And the frightening reality tonight is that this hurricane isn't giving up. Still a Category 3 at this hour as it barrels across land. We know that Georgia, the Carolinas, and then moving right up the coast with its effects. So let's get right to meteorologist Rob Marciano. He's also here at Panama City Beach tonight, following the newest track just out. Rob?
David, you said it's still a Category 3 and now in Georgia. That hasn't happened since 1898. The center of this thing right now, about 40 miles southwest of Albany. Take a look at it on the radar. We're watching closely this tornado watch as well. 3 reported tornadoes so far, and we got a tornado warning out right now just south of the Atlanta area, and that watch in effect until 2 o'clock in the morning. The track is going to continue on its way towards the northeast. We'll get to tropical storm force winds, but not till after midnight. So the next couple of hours are going to be hairy, but by tomorrow afternoon already in Raleigh, North Carolina, and then by Friday morning early it is off the coast. So let's tick-tock it for you. Flash flooding and hurricane force wind gusts as the center of this moves over Albany, gets into Macon. Looks to be a rough night for Atlanta as well. Then it gets over Augusta, Georgia, Columbia, South Carolina. By this time tomorrow morning, we're looking at tropical storm force gusts. That is still damaging winds, so there's going to be power outages across parts of the Carolinas, and as you know, very saturated there from all the rains we've had the past 2 months. The Hampton Roads area by tomorrow night, heavy rain and gusty winds being squeezed by that front, which is thankfully going to move it out to sea. But flash flood watches out from the Gulf Coast through D.C., New York City, and Hartford as that front squeezes some of the moisture. But a half a foot of snow of rain, in the storm zone. This is a record setter. It goes in the record books as the third lowest barometric pressure of a hurricane to hit the U.S. behind Camille in '69 and Labor Day storm in 1935. As you mentioned, a strong Category 4 storm, and this worship center, the upper floors of this, the metal corrugation there completely ripped apart, sustaining damage here in Panama City Beach. And this is not the only spot in this, as you know, David, the western, or in this case, weaker side of Hurricane Michael.
That was the incredible thing about this. Rob Marciano, who was on the air with us all day here. Rob, our thanks to you. And again, this hurricane still on the move tonight. And as Rob mentioned, the real concern going into these other states will also be the power there as well. Already, from the effects here in Florida, hundreds of thousands of people without power tonight. It's not expected to be back on for days. In some cases, authorities say it could be weeks. ABC's Victor Oquendo tonight in the capital of Tallahassee with that part of the story.
David, this is what we were afraid of all along here in Tallahassee. The Myers Park neighborhood was hammered. There are massive downed trees everywhere. Take a look at this one. It basically sliced this roof in half, and just feet away, take a look at the damage done to this house. This tree, so massive, it spans the entire length of the roof. You can see it all the way there in the backyard. Everybody here is without power right now. At least 200,000 customers in Florida without power as well. Could be that way for days, maybe even weeks. David?
Victor Oquendo with us tonight. Victor, thank you. Of course, the hurricane's still tearing a path at this hour. They are bracing in Georgia and in the Carolinas. And ABC's Steve Osensami is in Macon, Georgia tonight.
More than 50 miles from the coastline, the winds from this hurricane are still so furious that homes are being ripped apart and big trees are falling tonight. Over roads and across power lines. This one was recorded on a home security system.
It was terrifying, honestly. There was a lot of noise. I mean, we thought the windows were going to break any time. And we did whatever we could, just kind of hunkered down and tried to wait it out.
For the first time, areas far inland are seeing a real bona fide hurricane. Tornado warnings are up tonight in Georgia, where they worry they'll see more scenes like this one.
We're not accustomed to the magnitude of a hurricane such as this hitting in the direction that it is traveling and with the intensity with which it will hit our states.
The last major hurricane to track into Georgia was in 1898. Here's just one of the small armies of utility crews ready to move in.
Those hardworking crews, and they're already out in force here in Florida tonight. Steve Osensami with us live tonight from Georgia. And Steve, you were telling us you're beginning to feel the outer bands, the very initial rain. But I should tell everyone watching there in Georgia, don't be fooled. This packs an incredible punch when it finally arrives.
Absolutely, and we're expecting here what could be a Cat 1 hurricane, which this far inland is incredibly strange. Schools are closed. The power trucks behind me are lined up at the staging area and ready to go. And there are thousands of people this far north in shelters tonight. David?
Steve Osensami with us from Georgia tonight. Steve, thanks so much. We do know that President Trump today was monitoring the status of Hurricane Michael from the White House. He was briefed by FEMA Director Brock Long and Homeland Security Chief Kirstjen Nielsen, saying the federal government is ready.
Everybody that's going to be hit, we have covered. And I just say, God bless everyone, because it's going to be a rough one. It's going to be a very dangerous one.
Meanwhile, we also know the president appeared to struggle with a decision today whether to go to a campaign rally in Erie, Pennsylvania tonight, tweeting that he decided to go so as to not disappoint the thousands of people who plan to be there. And we have much more ahead on this special edition of World News Tonight this Wednesday from right here in Florida. More on the hurricane. And finally tonight here from Panama City, Florida, I just wanted to take a moment to show you the stark landscape that we emerged to witness outside the hotel once the storm finally passed. You can see everywhere you look, trees have either been uprooted or they've simply been cut in half. And this is the scene all throughout the panhandle here tonight. The recovery is just going to be staggering. And so many of these families heeded the call to go further inland, to seek shelter, and so many of them we rode out this hurricane with right here in this hotel as the roof came crashing down right before our eyes today. Again, this was historic, a Category 4 hurricane when it hit today. It is still a major hurricane tonight as it moves across Georgia, into the Carolinas, and right up into the coast. So beware if it's coming your way. I'm David Muir in Florida. Thanks for watching. We'll see you right back here tomorrow. Good night.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. We begin tonight with the utter devastation of deadly Hurricane Michael, a storm of staggering fury, slamming ashore at the Florida Panhandle, breaking records, and barging its way inland tonight. At least one death now reported. ABC's Victor Akendo rounds up our team coverage with the latest from Tallahassee.
A hurricane's dramatic, real-time destruction. Category 4 Michael shredding the Florida Panhandle today, unfolding under the light of day. Around 12:40 Central Time, Michael making landfall just east of Panama City with 155-mile-per-hour winds.
Coming off again.
A magnitude not seen on the Florida Panhandle in more than 100 years. Whipping winds, flying debris, roofs ripped off houses. Trees uprooted and tangled up.
It's pretty intense out here right now.
And everywhere, coastal water rising, spilling over, flooding. A hurricane so powerful, so destructive, it's the third strongest to ever hit the continental United States. Our ABC News team spread across Michael's path, noting that Michael is like no other.
This now is the strongest as far as winds go this far north in the Gulf of Mexico since Camille.
The first outer bands began thrashing just after noon Central Time. The winds quickly picking up speed.
I'm not standing outside because I can't, and I won't, because it is just too dangerous. We have seen debris flying, pieces of homes, certainly huge. You can hear it. I mean, just take a listen to that.
Ginger Z's team at the center of the storm in Mexico Beach. Winds so strong, houses blown right off their foundation.
I saw an entire home taken off of its foundation and rolled down the street. That is the type of storm surge we're talking about. My heart is racing.
Ginger's team losing satellite just as the hurricane made landfall.
Some of the most damaging winds set to make landfall imminently. Just the sheer scope of these winds, 150 miles per hour. It's hard to wrap your head around this.
David Muir reporting from Panama City, sharing the sound of the howling winds.
And I just want you to hear what it sounds like standing out here, just the sheer force of this. Listen to this.
Then the hotel where David was broadcasting takes a hit.
It's gonna go, it's gonna go.
The roof collapsing seconds later. Monstrous winds pushing the crew to safety deeper inside the hotel. Guests standing in the hallway safer there than in their rooms.
You can see the roof of the hotel that we had been standing out there. That was the shelter for a Category 4 hurricane that has now come down on those SUVs.
Unlike last month's Hurricane Florence that parked over North Carolina, Michael is fast moving, plowing an apocalyptic swath of damage. The scope of the devastation emerging as evening fell tonight. Panama City in tatters.
Everyone's okay?
Yeah. David checking in on the families riding out the storm in the same hotel. A mother and her children, one of them with autism, their room now flooded.
Didn't expect to have a flooded hotel room.
No.
This is a couple of inches of water.
Yeah, we wasn't expecting it to get this bad, that fast.
Up on the third floor, windows blown out in the room of our ABC News team. And from the highest floor of the hotel.
Those are the streets. On the third floor of the hotel, the window blew in, and you can see that the streets are completely flooded.
In Mexico Beach, the blue house across the street from where Ginger was locked down during the storm, now completely gone.
That is where the house used to be. So we rode out Hurricane Michael in an interior space that was safe, but now is the first time that it's safe to come out here, and I have to tell you, the home that I saw floating away, to be standing there, it is no longer.
And on the other side of the condo where Ginger was staying,
We'd seen a lot on the front, but seeing all of this damage, more than just snapped trees, so much debris. Where homes were, they are not. They are moved. They are, that one there, off of its foundation, in the middle of a road. Cars everywhere and underwater. It's really wild to see in its raw moments.
Colleen Swab stayed at her home in Panama City Beach with her daughter and mom.
We were hiding in the closet, and all I could hear was a lot of wind, and we came out a couple times just to kind of see what was happening, and I had to go upstairs and grab a few things, and I thought the roof was going to come off.
She says Michael spared her and her family.
Well, when we came outside and saw that the trees were down and we saw the fence was down, we just knew that we were very lucky.
I'm in Tallahassee, northeast of the area where Michael made landfall. Here, too, the wind was a big worry.
The Myers Park neighborhood was hammered. Massive downed trees everywhere. Take a look at this one. It sliced the roof in half, and then just feet away, take a look at the damage done to the neighboring house. Another huge tree right on top of the roof, collapsing on it. And just to give you an idea of the size, take a look. It spans the entire length of the roof, going all the way into the backyard.
Michael now barreling towards Georgia as potentially a Category 1 and already making its presence known. The furious winds tossing trees.
Honestly, there's a lot of noise. I mean, we thought the windows were going to break any time.
Tornado warnings are up tonight in Georgia, where they worry they'll see more scenes like this one. Michael continues to weaken as it moves toward the Carolinas, where residents are still reeling from the destruction caused by Hurricane Florence.
This time, we'll be spared the full wrath of the storm, but heavy rain and tropical storm force winds are headed our way.
President Trump debriefed by top FEMA officials in the Oval Office this morning.
We have equipment and teams staged in Maxwell to Atlanta to Orlando, ready to move in.
Then deciding to go ahead with a rally in Pennsylvania.
I want to send our thoughts and prayers of our entire nation to everyone in the path of Hurricane Michael.
Tonight, hundreds of thousands without power, unclear when the lights will go on again.
Our thanks to Victor. We turn now to Sam Champion. Sam, put this storm in perspective for us. What made Michael so powerful?
Well, one of the biggest headlines, Byron, on this storm, on Hurricane Michael, will be the rapid intensification of this system. And it probably has a lot to do with the water temperatures in the Gulf. So we did the math, 4 degrees above normal. And that little spot right there is some of the warmer water in the warmest waters in the Gulf. Watch this eye make landfall. It was strengthening as it did and then held that perfect shape and strength for a while as it moved inland. So now this storm joins the list on third on the list, not just the strongest storms to hit Florida, but the strongest storms to hit the U.S. coast. 1935 Labor Day storm, 1969 Camille, and now Michael. Byron?
Wow. Where's it headed now, Sam?
We still have a lot of time on this storm. So overnight tonight into the day tomorrow, it's still chugging through Georgia into South Carolina, into North Carolina. Look at Richmond, Virginia, going a little bit south of that area, maybe even still as a tropical storm. But the Hurricane Center believes as that circulation moves offshore, it may strengthen again.
Sam Champion, thank you. Always good to see you, my friend.